Chef Hurd. We've got a last minute step in. Sean Lingas was supposed to join us, but now that he is a big shot over at CNN, they wouldn't let him do it. So I don't know if that like gets canceled on YouTube for like calling out a company or something. Whatever, we'll figure it out. It's a new year. We've got a bunch more things planned. Stay tuned for the debut of Iron Unicorn in April. So we're going to do a playoff of Unicorn Chef and do our first competition where the audience is going to vote. So be prepared for that. And tonight's guest is really special, not only for stepping in with only a few days preparation, but also for bringing something really special to the table, which I always appreciate. And with that, Nathali, what is tonight's charity and how can folks donate?
Well, first of all, hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Bryson, so much for everything you do. And yes, so the charity is Grace in Action. I'm the founder of Grace in Action. It's very, very close to my heart. It's a charity that I started about 4.5 years ago with my daughter. She is 10 now. And I used to be a social worker, a family support worker and child abuse prevention agent here in New Jersey. So some of the families that I had when I transitioned to corporate America, they started calling me and I just simply couldn't say no. So I started finding ways to help and it became Grace in Action. So we help low-income families, also cybersecurity workshops for low-income based small businesses. Also, we're starting a youth program for coding with Raspberry Pi. Hopefully, that has been in the talks and everything is going well. So yes, and again, it's Grace in Action and everything is in the details, the bottom, I think.
Okay, so what's the website for folks to donate?
Yes, it's graceinaction.newjersey.org.
Okay. So if you donate, let us know. As always, we kind of like to keep a loose track on things. And if you're shy, you're welcome to DM either one of us. And we'd like to keep that momentum going for the show doing good in the world. We've raised about $25,000 since our inception. So there we go. Keep doing the good things. As always, we love to see how you do your take on it. I can already tell you that our dishes are going to be a little different because mine is not vegan. I always get vegetarian and vegan mixed up. I think mine is not vegan, right? Fish is not vegan.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So mine is not vegan. But
you're vegetarian. Right? Vegetarian nor vegan.
No, vegetarians, I thought could do fish.
Well, I was told they don't do fish, only by my Indian friends. They say, no, not only
vegetarian. So fish is out too.
No, I don't know really, but again, I'm not vegetarian.
I find it weird. Eggs are okay though. I don't know. Anyway, mine's gonna be different than Nathali's. Yours is gonna look different at home as well. And so share pictures of that #Unicorn Chef because we always like to see how this all comes out. So before we kick it over to Nathali to start off, what are you drinking for this evening?
You caught me off guard, but I'm always drinking Tulsi tea. I'm going to talk about it. It's amazing for immunity. So that's what it's called holy basil or Tulsi, but that's what I'm drinking. Wait, where's the camera? Right here. Yes.
All right, take us away.
Okay. So, like Bryson said, this is an Ayurvedic dish. It's called Kitchari. And it's very simple. I guess the simplest way to describe it is a lot of people compare it to risotto. But I love the fact, and I wasn't expecting this, but I love the fact that Bryson is doing something different because I wanted to talk about that too. Like he said, it will be different. And in reality, Kitchari is different for everybody. It's a very simple dish. We're going to start with Basmati rice. I don't know if you can see it. Ooh, look how pretty. Okay, so Basmati rice and Mung dal. The only thing about this is some people are like, oh, I can put any rice. No, really. It's Basmati because of the post-digestive effect that it has and also the Mung dal. So just a little note over there. So the first thing we're going to do, it's already washed. The first thing that we're going to do, let's start with the ghee. Ghee is clarified butter. This is the ghee. So I don't really go with like, there you go. Okay. So I just put 3 tablespoons. Ghee is very, very good for practically everything in your body. It really helps to get rid of toxins in your body. And again, I forgot to say, let's just call it the Indian risotto for now. It's Kitchari, right? This Kitchari is really meant to be a cleansing food, a regenerative, I think that's how you call it, food. So it's really good to, again, you can eat this for 3 days in a row. That's the only thing you eat, but you can also change your breakfast. Instead of having it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you can have it for lunch and dinner. And for breakfast, you can have oatmeal. And for 3 days, this is how you can cleanse your body really quickly. I'll talk about more as we go. Okay. Since the ghee is already in there, you guys can see. You see? Ooh, so yellow. Okay. So we're going to put the ghee. Let's start with the black mustard seeds. Okay, how are we going to know when it's ready? So we're going to first put all the ingredients in the pot. All of them except, well, I'm using turmeric. If you're not using turmeric, don't worry. The mustard seeds, they tend to pop. Pretty cool. They start popping. That's how you know, okay, I have to move to the next step. So I'm adding now the cardamom. I also add cloves because I like it. This type of soup, or again, risotto, I call it always soup at home. You can really use any type of spices, but it's beneficial to use the ones that has, high quality spice. Any questions, Bryson?
No, we just have somebody saying, I love Kitchari.
Oh, yay! I love it too. Okay, so as you guys can see, oh my goodness, I'm tampered with this thing. You guys can see that's how it looks. A little messy, but it smells delicious, guys. I wish you guys can smell it right now. So the only thing I left out is the turmeric because that one we put it in the water, it's in there. Okay, now I'm going to add, I don't have peppercorn, so I'm just going to add black pepper. And once the mustard seeds start popping, we move to add the rice. So as I was saying, this is a very healthy dish, not only for cleansing the body. I keep going off the camera because I'm looking at the other one. Okay, we keep going. It's very good to cleanse the body. And the reason why I said it's very important that it's basmati rice and noodles because those two combines are not only protein, but it creates the post-digestive effect that we really are looking for, the cleansing, the getting rid of the toxins, the immunity properties. Those two combined is what creates it. Now we're enhancing those properties by adding the rest of the ingredients. Now, with that being said, I can hear now the popping. I don't know if you guys can. You guys can hear that? No? Okay. So it's popping, I promise. Now we're going to add, where am I? Here. I'm going to add the rice and the mung dals, just like that, so it can soak in the flavors. And I know I know many people are not very used to like having cardamom, cloves, cinnamon in soup. Oh, I have them too. I love my owls.
Yeah, my mother collects owls. So somebody was commenting on
that.
Me too. And my mother has entire collections of different kinds of owls. So I was coming out to share them.
Oh, that's so pretty. I have my owl plates too. Here they are. Okay. And again, my apologies because this is the first time I'm actually like cooking as I'm explaining. I have been teaching Ayurvedic concepts like philosophy for a few years, but I just recently started implementing the, like 3 times a week, 2 times a week, the foods. The reason why is, I'll explain more about that. How are you doing there, Bryson?
I'm doing all right.
Okay. So this smells terrific. All right. So we're going to leave it there just for a little bit. The reason why I'm not adding anything yet is because I want the rice to soak the ghee and obviously the flavors that have been combined in there. Okay. That's done.
I love how redolent the spices are. I mean, it's such a strong and unique smell.
Oh, I know. It's amazing. Oh, by the way, your house is gonna smell like this for a few hours. It doesn't get like
Oh, I love when my house smells like food. That's one of my favorite things is when somebody comes into my house and it's warm and it smells like food. I mean, all the foods smell good. To me, that's just like, that's home, right? Home is food and warmth. It just greets you as soon as you come in through the door.
Now, on that beautiful note, so the very concept of, I mean, if you guys go and I'm going to leave it there. Actually, before I start talking like a parent, let me add the water. We can start adding this. Where am I here again? 6 cups of water.
One of the ingredients that's in my spice mix is asafoetida, which I first learned about last year when I was researching different kinds of chicken recipes. And there's actually a chicken recipe made with asafoetida that comes back from Roman times. And it was called Roman chicken was the recipe, but it migrated over from Southwest Asia. And I'd never heard of the spice, the herb. And apparently it's incredibly powerful. So I can't really smell it within this mix because the way they described it was it's not like the best smelling herb, but it's really, I've been intrigued to like try to recreate Roman chicken. And so it's just neat. This is my first time getting to experience this herb. Obviously it's in a mix, but anyways, just anecdotal story that ties into something I've been researching last year.
That is so cool. I had no idea, from the ingredients that mix had, that is the only ingredient, to be very honest, that I'm not very familiar with. So this is pretty cool that you touched on that one. Okay, now that we have added the water, I personally like to add turmeric on everything because it's just so good for your body, right? It's antiseptic, it's anti-inflammatory, it's anti-everything, but at the same time, it glows, especially for us ladies. It gives a beautiful glow to our skin. And for any person that has inflammation, joint pain, and even Alzheimer, it's absolutely amazing. So many studies have been done on this. They call it also the Holy Grail of India, by the way. I love India. I guess I should have started by that. Why I love Ayurveda. My daughter is half Indian. My ex-husband is Punjabi. Beautiful human being. I've been to India a couple of times, been to the Himalaya a couple of times, and I think that's where I really got the Ayurvedic bug. I studied for a year in New York City with Dr. Naina. Then I have studied with Dr. Vassan Lad in New Mexico. I actually tried to move to New Mexico so I can do the 2-year program that he offers, but it didn't happen. And I'm glad because, from not going there at the time that I supposedly wanted to go, I ended up transitioning to cybersecurity, and it was just one of the biggest blessings I have had in my life. But one day I will, very soon. Now, like I said, we're going to add our Holy Grail of India, aka turmeric. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, salt to taste. I gotta be honest, I'm on the salty side of things. So I think I'm gonna go a little bit like crazy with the salt. Not crazy, obviously not, because it's not like the greatest thing to do to add a lot of salt, but
You can always add more. You can't take it away.
yes, true. So yeah, don't do that. Don't do what I'm doing, guys. Okay. Just
On turmeric, folks, you can put turmeric in things you hadn't thought about before. So for me, my breakfast is I eat oatmeal in the mornings, and I throw turmeric in it. So turmeric and honey and berries really goes well, and you can experiment with a lot of different spices. But as Nathali commented, it's really well known for its anti-inflammatory properties, and of course, most of us are stressed out, which is your body's response with inflammation. So a lot of what this cooking is learning about different ways to make you feel better on top of the food itself.
absolutely. And also keep in mind when it comes to turmeric, is always best practice. Wait, the little unicorn is add a little bit of a black pepper to any turmeric mix that you use, because the black pepper it helps with the absorption of turmeric in your body. Okay, that's.
Wait, so I should be adding black pepper to my oatmeal?
But yes, I know it sounds crazy, but
that one is I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. I'm skeptical, but I'm gonna try it.
Okay, Google it, look it up.
No, I believe you about adding black pepper and turmeric. I'm not sure about adding black pepper to my oatmeal.
Come on, look what we add into a soup. Cinnamon, cardamom. You should add a little bit of black pepper. It helps with the absorption. Okay. I think that's it. I think now we're just going to leave it there. Let me get the, yeah, here it is. Let me work it a little bit. So it should say boiling, not boiling, but cooking for, honestly, it's supposed to be about 30 to 45 minutes, but I always leave it around 25 to 30 minutes. But again, it's because it needs to be like a risotto, right? Like very mushy, because that's what we want for our digestive system. It has to be, what we're trying to do with these is not only that we're having a super, super, super protein meal in a way, but it's also that the combination of spices, and again, I'm making a lot of emphasis on the fact that it needs to be Mung dal and Basmati rice, not jasmine, not any other rice, because the combination of those two and cooked to the consistency of very mushy, like a risotto type, is what allows our digestive system not to work too hard. And that's what we want for the cleanse. So the ingredients that we have added here, whether it is the ones that Bryson have added, or the ones that I added, or the ones that I recommended, as a spice mix, which is only 2 tablespoons of those. It's amazing. Anything Banyan Botanicals, highly recommended. It's great. On that note, this is the original. I mean, I wouldn't say the original recipe, but again, like, it doesn't have any meat or anything. But when I make it, and what I suggest to people is, okay, let's not go too hardcore. So a lot of people can be like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna add all doesn't, like, again, cinnamon, cardamom, cloves to a soup. What I will challenge everyone is incorporate some of these ingredients into your daily, into your cooking. For example, Bryson is making it and he's adding fish. I make it sometimes and I put pieces of chicken inside. Sometimes I even, just use it as a regular soup, and I use my chicken broth, but I know I'm being a little bit mindful because I'm adding basmati rice Mung dal. So you see, you can change it up in so many ways. But again, if you want the cleanse and the ingredients here, you can also use your own ingredients. But I highly recommend for whatever ingredients you use, to be of quality for your body. Yeah, I kind of forgot to add can you see? For this one, I'm adding corn because I love corn, and sweet peas.
I added carrots to mine.
Oh, I was going to do that, and I'm like, let me just put the peas in.
Yeah, I thought about doing carrots and celery for kind of like a mirepoix.
Awesome. Yeah. So yeah. And then we just let it sit there for a while. So how's everyone doing?
Lots of comments in the chat. Turmeric is good for the face. Like applying it. There's a product called CEO Glow that does that. Eddie was backing you up that black pepper is a must for turmeric for its healing properties.
Thank you, Eddie. You see, Bryson?
What's that?
You see, he's backing me up.
Oh, I didn't dispute that oatmeal. That went together. I'm just skeptical about the flavor when I add black pepper to my oatmeal on top of turmeric with blueberries.
Yes.
Though I also got some blackberries for this week, so maybe I'll try both berries and see what happens.
Okay.
And just clarifying about oatmeal and cholesterol. So how do folks make this more for them, right? Like these are some specific, like a general approach for the spices, but what are some different spices that folks should consider that might help them with particular ailments or different kinds of things that might work for different kinds of folks? So
like I said, for example, the cardamom, it's very good for people that has everything that's really, because again, I'm making this for me and I was born with chronic asthma and thank goodness it's been like 5 years since I haven't been to the emergency room. So, and I highly believe it's because I started incorporating mostly this divinity. Where is it? My Tulsi tea. Yeah. This really has been very helpful. So Tulsi leaves, you can also incorporate it into your meals. So if you have issues with your lungs, for example, many people over here, in the West, the Western hemisphere, we have issues with allergies, with breathing complications. So black pepper, black mustard seeds or yellow mustard seeds in general, they're very heating for the body. So they're very, very good for anything that has to do with bronchial, bronchial spasms, congestion, asthma, common colds. So this one, it's mostly intended to enhance my upper respiratory organs in a way, my lungs. So the black pepper is absolutely, you know what? Let me actually be more specific because again, I haven't done this like this. So the cardamom is absolutely great for blood circulation. It reduces the toxins in your blood. It reduces respiratory infections, and it helps obviously with digestion. The cumin, we didn't add cumin this time, but you can also add cumin seeds. It improves the absorption of minerals, and it's very good for gases and flatulence. The mustard seed, like I said, it's great for bronchial system and sprains and pains. And turmeric helps the digestion. It's also a natural antibiotic. As I mentioned, the black pepper is great for coughing, for cough. It's great for the lungs, for the heart. It's absolutely amazing as well. And the cinnamon, we go back to the same. Everything that's out of here also is great for digestion because we're using it to increase, to really increase what is called acne. I mean, I could go into like very, very Sanskrit names, but acne in Ayurveda is the fire of digestive system. So in Ayurveda, we believe that the body, the health of a human being really it depends highly on how good your digestive system is, how healthy it is. So Ayurveda believes that your real age, I mean, I could be in my 30s. Someone else can be in their early 20s. But if my digestive system is healthier and stronger, I'm technically younger as per Ayurvedic philosophy. Because think about it. Wait, it's screaming at me. So think about it. Everything that our body intakes really has to be processed through our digestive system, right? The nutrients really go, right? Like the whole process of absorption, eliminating toxins, eliminating waste, it's feeding our body. So if our body is really healthy, if digestive system is really healthy, we're going to absorb better, we're going to eliminate better. And that's just, and that we call that acne. A great thing to do, a great tip to have on this. I'm just letting it sit in there for now. A great tip in the mornings is very good if you don't have heartburn issues or, what we call high pitta. So you know what? Let me back up a little bit. Let me talk a little bit about the Ayurvedic philosophy or the principles. So Ayurveda it really means the science of life in Sanskrit. It's about 5,000 years old. It's considered one of the oldest medical systems in history. Scholars are always debating, was it Chinese medicine or was it Ayurveda, the oldest medical system? And look what I'm saying medical system. I'm not saying anything else. It is a medical system. It has Ayurveda here in the United States. It can only be practiced as alternative medicine. But if you go to India and many other countries, I believe, don't quote me on these, but I believe Germany has the full-blown practice of Ayurveda. But anyway, in India, you have the option to use regular modern medicine, or you can go to an Ayurvedic hospital. These doctors take about 8 to 10 years to just finish their rotations, finish everything that they need to do, and they specialize. So they don't believe in having specializations like here in the West. And again, with these, I'm not saying I believe in Western medicine. I believe in balance. I believe that it will be such an amazing thing that, we start combining the miracles of modern science with the wisdom of ancient techniques, whether it is Ayurveda or any other one. So just a little disclaimer, because people sometimes think, oh, she must be one of those no, I have Advil. I use my inhaler when I need it, but I help myself with this type of recipes. Okay, let me back up. So Ayurveda has, like I said, surgery, pediatric, geriatrics, toxicology, all the branches of regular medicine, psychology, but the main concept or philosophy is the 5 elements. As you know, physics says that the 5 elements are in everything, right? Carbon, I'm really great in physics. So for Ayurveda, we have fire, water, air, ether, and I'm missing one, and earth, right? So we have the 5 elements, and Ayurveda says that every single person has a unique constitution. What do I mean by constitution? Meaning these 5 elements are divided, or in a way, they are divided in your body in different ways. Everybody has different portions of these energies within them. So there are 3 categories, or what we call constitutions, or just how the energies are combined. So we have the first one, which is, let's start with Vata. Vata is very cool. Vata is air and ether. So Vata people tend to have obviously more air in them. These are individuals that physically, they tend to be slim. There you go. Yes, they tend to be on the
I did my research before the show. I read about this.
I see. Great. Okay. So they tend to be on the slim side of things. Not precisely that they stay always thin, but they fluctuate, right? So probably when they were younger, most probably when they were younger, in their younger years, they used to be thin. Their features, when you look at them, and again, this is going to be like a super crash course, because when I teach this, it's 4.5 hours courses divided in 3 or 5 different workshops. So it's so much to just kind of comprehend and I do not call myself at any level an Ayurvedic physician, an Ayurvedic nothing. I love Ayurveda. It has changed my life in many ways. I feel like it has helped me to be kinder and a little bit more grounded. Although I can use much more of all those things still. But it was a great addition in my life, and I had no idea I was going to love it that way. So again, Vata is ether and air, and these are individuals that tend to talk really fast. They get very distracted very easily, but at the same time, when they are balanced, they're very creative. They're usually singers, artists. Creativity comes to them because creativity is air, right? Or ether. It's just this fluidity of things. Now, the second, we can start with Pitta. So here in the United States, we have lots and lots of pitas. I myself am one of them. I am pita kapha. And pitas tend to be, I'm going to start with the bad things. So pitas, it's fire and water, but more fire. So again, let's think in concepts in the sense of elements. What happened right now? For example, these. There is fire and there is water. If I leave the fire, if I leave the fire over here boiling too long, it's going to evaporate the water. So in the same concept is in our bodies. When we have too much fire, our bodies in a way start burning themselves. So we have inflammation. The water represents emotions. I'm going to speak more on the philosophical side of things. So the water represents the emotions, our attachment to things, our fluidity, how like Bruce Lee used to say, be like water, my friend, be like water, right? Just be, just in a way, don't be too rigid. Just be able to change. Life needs life needs of us to be changing constantly because all the planets of life teaches us about changes. So when pitas are imbalanced, they're very rigid. You see, they're extremely good at they're visionaries. They're leaders, they're presidents. You want a pita to be in leadership. You don't want a vata. They're going to be all over the place, God bless. All over the place. The pitas tend to have this. I always say, whatever they see, their goal after goal, they're always chasing goals and they achieve them. Oh, you can tell them that they achieve because they have so much inner strength. They're very proud of themselves. But if we're not balanced enough, that fire starts burning us. It starts separating us from people. It starts making us believe that we can do everything alone. And that's one of the most dangerous things that we can believe, right? Oh, I can do it alone. No, we always need people. So in the same concept, when they are balanced, they help others. They come and they just become these amazing leaders. And again, this is how the energy is playing them. Now, physically, they tend to be medium built. You see, they're not very slim. They're not very, thick. They're medium built. They gain weight easily, but they also lose it very easily. They're very sharp. Their eyes tend to be sharp. They have this look in their eyes. They speak very clearly. They're not afraid to just take the stand physically, but they tend to have lots of inflammation because again, everything that has to do with, and this is why it's very important now to cook. If you identify yourself, oh my God, I'm totally a pita. This girl's talking about me. Then it's good to start identifying spices that are cooling. For example, coriander or I love this thing. Where is it? Here. Cilantro. Yes, it's very cooling. It's very soothing for pitas. Coconut water is very good. Kitchari. This is 3 doshik, so it's absolutely amazing for, again, the only thing, don't add ginger, and if you're going to add ginger, add it fresh. Don't use like powdered ginger because that's very heating. If you are pita, you start identifying the hanapian pita, cut down on the black seeds, the black mustard seeds. Okay, like I said, guys, I'm sorry, this is a lot. We just have one more, which is kapha. This, like I said, this usually takes me 4.5 hours just to start the first segment on these. Now, the third one is kapha. Kapha is earth and water. And these are individuals that side of things. You see, they have, from a early age, they had a tendency towards gaining weight, right? Not precisely obesity, although some of them are obese. But they have an issue, it's challenging for them to lose weight. They have admin issues if they're not balanced because this is water and earth. When you combine water and earth, what do we get? We get mud, we get the stickiness. So they have attachment issues. It's very hard for them to let go of the past. It's very hard for them to forgive when they're in balance. When they're balanced, they're very kind individuals. They're super spiritual, not precisely like religion spirituality, but they have this kindness to them. You see, kapha is Mother Earth. And Mother Earth is always blooming in so many beautiful ways, always giving us so much. And these individuals are like that. So when you identify the kapha, they tend to have lots of asthma because it's again water and earth. So the stickiness in their lungs, and kapha actually means phlegm. That's in Sanskrit, it means phlegm. So when they're imbalanced, a lot of phlegm in their bodies, lots of congestion. They wake up always feeling very heavy. And one of the things, so Vata and Pitta can be highly, highly, highly balanced with food and other things. But for Kapha, my second dosha is Kapha. It's by exercise. And well, I have to push myself to exercise. It's not something that comes like super easily. For example, Vatas are great, some Pittas, but Kapha, we have to be pushed a little. But it's what balances them the most, because again, water and earth is heavy, so we need to move them. And Ayurveda believes is the opposite. We need the opposite. So if you identify yourself, oh, I think I'm Pitta, then try to combine things that are cooling. Don't stay in the same, because we gravitate towards the same energy, towards the same sort of patterns. And it's the opposite patterns what helps us. I think I'm talking too much. Bryson, say something.
No, not at all. You're teaching us here.
Okay. So another beautiful thing, and again, I really invite everyone to, if this is something that kind of interesting, I've been told from many of my, what I call my students, my brothers and sisters, that this concept has helped them a lot in their marriages. Think about it. I'm going to put a very common scenario. Your husband, I'm going to speak for myself, for example. Let's say my husband, I'm not married, but let's say my husband is very common scenario, Pitta, and I'm Kapha. So I am more towards, staying home. I like cooking. I don't like going out too much. I'm more, mellow in a way. I have to be pushed a little. And my husband is the opposite, for example, right? He's a go-getter, but when he gets home, it's very important to understand that these individuals don't want to talk to anyone. I mean, they need time to adjust. They need time to regain their own balance because, especially we're Kapha. Many people identify my classes as Kapha and their husbands are Pittas. They said, oh, they don't care about us. And my husband, that it's not loving enough. But I always say, are you giving them the time? Or are you expecting them to just kind of like switch back to hold this loving husband, which in a way, it shouldn't be. We all have stages. We have moods. And if they've been working all day on a Pitta mode, we need to understand. So I have had beautiful, beautiful experiences of people telling me how these concepts to really understand the doshas. These are called doshas, by the way. Pitta, Kapha, and Vata are doshas, which is how the energies are. It really creates a personality, tendencies in us. It's helping them to identify certain patterns in their spouses that they didn't know before. So it makes us really, in my opinion, it grounds us. I like grounding things. You see, I like spirituality a lot, but I like grounding spirituality, I think tangible things. I used to, I've been on all sorts of religions for over 10 years. In Ayurveda, what I loved about it is that it doesn't have any religion associated with it. It's just this concept of embracing our humanity as we are. Just the simplicity of being human and understanding how these energies really, really are they're everywhere. Wherever you see this laptop, you see the wood, there's the 5 elements are absolutely everything. So we call this in Ayurveda, we are the microcosm of the macrocosm. See, we're just a drop of the ocean. It's in a drop, and we are the entire ocean. Everything is the same. We're just always looking for things that it's different. Like we're always trying to differentiate ourselves. This is what I teach at Ayurvedic Philosophy, so it can be very deep. I'm not going to get into that too much. But let's see, it's now, I burned this. So you see how it's starting to look? Ooh, delish. Yummy, yummy. Okay. So I like just to move it a little bit, and we're going to wait more. So, Bryson?
You've got a comment from the audience. Love your energy and passion for this.
Oh, thank you. Like I said, I don't know how it started or when it started, but it started, and I'm glad. I'm glad it did. Now, let me just kind of move a little bit to the side, and I want to show you guys something. These are my bananas. So, like I said, I always had very terrible issues with asthma until again 5 years ago. Had to do with emotional stuff too, but there's always the balance, right? There's the emotional side of things, but also the physical side of things. Now, and I have a really cool hack, which I didn't believe because, like I said, I believe in medicine. So I take my albuterol. If I try not to, but when I go to the when I used to go to the emergency room, of course they will send me back with steroids. Not my favorite thing, but it will open my lungs. So obviously I'm not going to say no, I need to breathe. And then I said, well, let me try. I love Ayurveda. Now let me try really the medical side of Ayurveda. So guys and ladies, gentlemen. So there is this cool hack. Wait, I moved everything. Not here. Okay. So try to get, the thing is, we're going to look for a banana that's ripe. This is not super ripe, but it's like, this one, for example. You see, we're going to look for a banana that has already the dark patches in it, if that's how you call it, ripe. And we're going to put 8 cloves. Let me get my little owl and dig in for the cloves. Okay, imagine I'm putting cloves in there, right? Don't imagine, I'm going to show you. So we're going to insert the cloves in there. I know it's kind of like, what is she doing? But I promise, I did not believe it, honestly, but I gave it a try and I was so impressed. It took my asthma away. But again, guys, if you guys need to breathe, please take your medications, okay? Don't go and just eat bananas because, it worked for me, but I don't know. Okay, so, oh goodness. You see, when I need the cloves, I don't find them. Okay, let's do this. We're going to put 8 cloves like that. Really cool inside. You see? I was going to put my fake nails and I didn't, so I'm sorry. So 8 of these. Let me see. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. You leave them in there. 8. Honestly, I put 10 just for maximal potency. And you leave it overnight. The next day, you remove them and you eat the banana. That's it. For 3 days.
Sorry. So the cloves just kind of like soak into the banana some?
In a way, yes. So you put it all around the banana and you leave them there for overnight. Please don't ask me exactly why it works because I'm not sure, but it works. If you guys want to learn more, this is a book that I started reading because, again, Ayurveda is so vast that I really started just like, hey, these things are working. I highly recommend this beautiful book, Ayurvedic Cooking for Cell Healing, from my doctor and Usha Lad, his wife. They are absolutely beautiful. If you Google them, you're going to fall in love with them. They're so, so sweet. So again, you insert the cloves, you leave them there. And the next day you just, eat the banana. What I did, because I wasn't sure, it wasn't really like very explicitly stated, I ate the cloves. I ate all of them with the banana, but then I realized you don't eat the cloves. You just, remove them. But I ate them. It wasn't really bad.
Banana peel either, right?
Huh?
You didn't eat the banana peel either, right?
I was debating. No, but seriously, it worked so well. So it's supposed to be 3 days, but by the second day, I was breathing much better to a point that I didn't have to use my, the steroids, the prednisone.
My daughter has asthma. I'm going to try that out.
Oh, yes.
She loves bananas. So,
and it's so weird. Usually bananas are associated with more phlegm. but it works. Now I have another one. I don't know how are we on time, Bryson?
You decide when you want to wrap this up. In terms of my food, I'm ready to plate whenever you are. So we're on your schedule.
Okay, so yeah, I'm ready to plate too. I like to garnish. Well, I love cilantro. If I could use cilantro for like even my my perfume, I would. But I'm going to chop a little bit of cilantro and just put it on top because it's delicious. So I'm going to chop. I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, that's about it. Now, you see, I'm Colombian. So in Colombia, at least where I come from, I don't know about all Colombia, but we're very big on presentation. So I like making my plates pretty as much as I can. And this is how it looks. Although mine, I gotta be honest, I think it needed a little bit more water. So, but still, I love it this way as well. I think I added not the 5 cups, but here you go. This is
ready? All right. So this is where we pose to capture for. That's how mine turned out. Boom. All right. We got our screenshot.
Yeah.
All right. So you wanted to share one last thing with the audience before we closed out?
Yeah. So this is another one that is absolutely amazing. It's as popular as the Kitchari, and is called the golden milk. I'm sure some of you have heard of it. It's just one of those Indian staples, and it's amazing. Which I'm doing it by the way right now because it's been raining and it's been snowing and I've been going in and out, taking my daughter out to school. So I do feel a little bit of tightness in my chest. So it's very simple. We're going to add regular milk. Some of us, I understand we don't drink regular milk. I do because in Ayurveda, it's kind of a thing. But you can use plant-based as well. And you add a little bit of turmeric, a pinch of turmeric, cloves, and cinnamon sticks. It tastes delicious. Bring it to a boil. I usually like boiling it 2 times and drink it as many times as you can, but mostly before you go into sleep because it helps to promote a better sleep, but it's very, very good to get rid of the phlegm in your chest. It does create more phlegm, but it's to get rid of it. So do expect a little bit more phlegm the next day or the second day. But I promise, at least it has helped me and so many people, and so many people that I have given it to. How is that, Bryson? Yay!
Oh, the fish pairs perfectly with it because I barely spiced it. So combined, it's just incredible.
I'm gonna have to do it that way next time.
I also sauteed onions to add to it on the side.
Okay, I actually had, but I didn't. I said, I'm just adding too many things. I like pairing it with onions too, but I like how do you call that? Oh my goodness, what's the word for that? Dehydrating it in lemon and in salt first. So I just put, I shave the red onion. So good for everything. You shave the red onion and you just dehydrate it in salt for about an hour, 2 hours, or even half an hour if you don't have much time. Then what I do, because I don't like it that salty, I wash it and I add cilantro, of course, and lime or lemon and salt, and I garnish the Kitchari with that. It's amazing. Or any yellow.
Yeah, fresh lime squeezed over this would really have taken it to another level. That would.
Yes. I have it here too. I guess I didn't share with the plate, but yes, lime is on most of these things.
Can you pass it through the screen, please?
Yes, I am. So that's it. I think that's all I have.
Yeah, to wrap this up, the charity for everybody to donate and how to donate.
Yes, again, I'm the founder of this beautiful charity. Again, it's called Grace in Action. It's a charity that benefits families here in New Jersey, low-income families. I have my families for over 4 years already, and I love them so much. And I'm very proud of them. Many of them has already transitioned. You should have seen really quickly. I'm so proud of her. She used to be a single mom of 3 kids living in one room for many years. Her situation was very, very difficult, not only health issues for some of the kids, but she transitioned to, she bloomed in such a beautiful way. And this is what we want, right? This is what Grace in Action really does, really help families to get to from point A to point B, but our focus is long-term relationships with them. We don't really believe in just charity. We believe in just, community. So again, it's graceinactionnewjersey.org. The website needs a little bit of work. I was trying to work on it these days. I guess I learned a lot about WordPress, but I got help too. And yes, that's it.
All right. Donate, eat better, feel better, make the world better, right? We're all just drops in an ocean, and the ocean is the drops.
Yeah.
Tune in next week. We will be celebrating Aussie Day for the Australians with authentic Australian cooking. So see y'all next week. And don't forget, #Unicorn Chef, share what you made and how great it makes you feel.
Thank you. Bye-bye.